Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to the 8 to Great channel. I am MK Mueller, the author of 8 to Great. I have with me today an amazing woman who happens to be the master trainer of 8 to Great. She's an author in and of her own right, and she has 3 decades of experience teaching students. How popular were her classes? Her semester course was so popular that it went from 1 semester a year offered to 4 semesters a year. And Roxy recently resigned and now is educating educators. And so that's what we're going to talk about today is advice for the first year teacher, tips for starting off on the right foot. Welcome, Roxy.
Thank you so much, MK, for having me, and honored to help our educators with solutions to having their best years.
Especially in this day and age. Woo, woo, woo. I was an educator many decades ago, and that first year was challenging. And boy, I sure wish I would have had a YouTube channel that could help me with tips on, on how to get started. But one thing I love about this title is starting off on the right foot is that in 8 to Great, we understand that the right brain is the only part of the brain that can be happy. So whether you're teaching calculus, whether you're teaching science, whether you're teaching commas in English class, those are all left brain subjects, but there can be a right brain component to them. And so today we're going to give you 3 tips that ignite the right brain so that students can love education as much as, of course, we love education, or we wouldn't have chosen that as our field. So first of all, educators, congratulations and thank you for making this incredible decision. It's a great career, isn't it, Roxy?
Oh my, 32 years of working with students. It is an amazing career. All of the people you meet, the hearing from former students and where they've gone in this thing called life is amazing.
Okay, well, we're going to ask everybody out there, if you have not subscribed yet, please consider doing that. Every subscription helps us to grow this message to educators and to the world, but it also will help you know when we come up with a new video. And Roxy will be doing quite a few more here down the road. So again, take just a second to hit that subscribe button, and we truly appreciate that. Okay, well, let's get right into the first tip, Roxy. So here I am. I'm a first year teacher, and nervous does not even sort of describe it. What is your first tip for us?
So I love that asking, what is one of your dreams? So asking a student what is one of their dreams really helps you get to know that student and what they are wanting out of this life. You can have the students write down what their dream is. In 8 to Great, we define a dream as something that is big. It's bold, innovative, and grand. And with dreams, we don't know the how. We just know what we want. So, having the student write this down or asking the student what one of their dreams is really helps you connect with that student to see how you can educate them that year to live their dream.
But what do you say to the student that says, I don't want to be famous, I don't care about being a millionaire?
Dreams have nothing to do with that. Dreams are those things. They're not the goals you want in life. They're those things that you want out of life that could be big or small. It might be that you want to live in a particular state. It might be that you want to be an author. It might be that you simply want to grow a beautiful garden and can your vegetables every year. That is a dream for some students.
I remember one student saying she wanted to start a rescue shelter.
Beautiful.
Right. Yeah. And so, right, the dreams, one young woman wanted to go to MIT. It's not that we can't have that kind of dream as well. But she had given up on her MIT dream until I came to visit her school. And then she said, but my parents can't afford it. And I said, dear heart, this doesn't have anything to do with your parents, doesn't have anything to do with money. This is about whether or not you believe that you're going to MIT or not. And I had her create a dream board and look at that dream board, not stare at it, just look at it once a day and see herself. She had a photo of herself in the middle of the dream board and she saw herself there. And eventually she called and said, "Is there anything I can do to improve my chances of getting in?" And they said, "Hey, we're coming to your area to do a workshop. Can you make it 2 weeks from Saturday?" And she met them, and they had a quota for the state that had not been filled in many years. And she got a full scholarship and graduated with honors. I love sharing that part from MIT. So yeah, it's everybody has different sizes, don't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And hearing them and acknowledging them, that we support them, is so important.
It is. So that leads me to the Nathan story. So I one day opened up my emails and got the most amazing message from a teacher at a local school here in Florida. I had gone in to work with a dropout prevention class that was 9 students. And out of those 9 students, one of them did end up not coming to class. But of the other 8, they were afraid that they were all not going to make through the year because by the time they called me, it was March. And they said, "Hey, we've tried everything. Nothing's working. You're kind of our last chance." But out of the 8, we had 8 absolute turnarounds. Oh my gosh, it was such fun just from a 1 hour course each week. But this one was from Victoria. She wrote me, "One day about 5 weeks ago, I saw an unbelievable change in a student who had been getting all F's for the past 3 years. Not sure how he got to junior year, but although it's April, all of a sudden he started doing assignments, turning in his work, even smiling. I asked what had changed, and he shared about this 8 step process he was learning. I have now watched week after week as he's continued to improve his grades, his work ethic, and his attitude. I never thought that such a transformation was possible. Thank you." And when I'm asked, "What did you do?" I said, "That was after the very first class. That was after the very first, what is one of your dreams?" And we love to share that one of your dreams. Now, what is your dream? That kind of means you have to do your biggest one. But when you say what's one of them, it gives them the option to go small, medium, or large, right?
Right.
Oh, and you remember, I think his name was Thomas, who said he wanted to win the Nobel Prize for chemistry. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And oh yeah, there's just so many amazing things in our students that we just might not see. Okay, so that's a great one. What is one of your dreams? What's another tip for starting out on the right foot?
So, in education, I know as educators, we like to do what's called an exit ticket. Okay, what did the student get out of today? And in 8 to Great, we promote note cards at the end of every class, no matter what you teach. So students will write what they will not say. So the student can, you pass out note cards, the student writes what they want, maybe they doodle on that note card, and then you stand at the door and you collect those note cards from the student and look them in the eye as you're collecting them. Now, MK, I've had students write, "Miss Smith, I'm sorry, I struggled with the lesson today. I didn't get any food over the weekend." That is going to help me understand what
Mhm,
I can do to help that student so that, yes, they are
mhm.
successful with their learning. But if they're hungry, I need to know that. So that's just one example of what a note card can do.
Thank you. That reminds me of a wonderful story at a public school in Omaha, Nebraska. I took over just again coming in once a week for 8 weeks, and the English teacher couldn't stand this one young woman, and she said, "Oh, she's so disrespectful. She comes in late every morning." Well, it was the first period class. And when I handed out the note cards, she said, "I'm taking care of my dad, and he's really sick. And the nurse has been coming late. And so I've been late coming to school because I can't leave him alone. I can't leave until she comes." And watching the teacher read that card and sob at how she had judged that student was pretty powerful. So yes, you're going to learn stuff, including their dreams, right?
Right.
About them on that note card. I love it. And they can draw, or they
Yes.
they can write nothing, and I suppose they can sign it or not sign it, right?
Absolutely. It's up to them. You get to know the students' handwriting samples over, over the years. So you can see if there's something on there that really needs addressed. You can decide and decipher whose handwriting that is.
Right. And of course, if it's harm to themselves or others, that's taken directly to those that can help. Because we are not counselors. We are
Mhm.
coaches and educators, right? Okay, do you have a third one for our new first year teachers, dear one?
Absolutely. Tell them about yourself. Share the funny things, the serious things. When my daughter was having cancer, I told or had cancer, I told my students, my daughter is going to chemotherapy today, and I just wanted you to know that because I'm going to do the best I can to educate you, but I want you to know this is on my mind. Something, else. I live on a ranch in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I am miles from the nearest town. And, kids love a good cattle story, especially when Miss Smith gets kicked by something or has to charge up the fence, right? Yeah, they need to know that about me. It helps them just kind of laugh, relate to, I am human. I have a life outside of school just like they do.
What does charge up the fence mean?
Oh my, when you hear, get on the fence, something's coming after you. But those are those moments in life that are a real rush.
You mean there's animals are coming towards you that might a
Might take you
herd
out.
a herd of animals, and so you have to okay, gotcha. Okay. The things we do not know about our ranchers and farmers in this country could be a whole year of podcasts. All right, dear heart. Well, thank you so much. Again, we're going to invite everybody to subscribe. We really appreciate your support in doing this powerful work. Roxy has a TikTok channel. Do you want to tell them how to get in touch with you and contact you, dear one?
So, my TikTok channel is Roxy Smith, and it was inspired by students who encouraged me to take the leap to do one. Also, roxysmith.com is a great way to look at what we do. www.8togreat.com is another one.
Awesome. And your email would be
Roxy@8togreat.com.
awesome. So I'll put that all in the notes there. And yeah, we are thrilled. We are here for you. If you're a first year teacher and this sounds good, you can certainly get the book from Amazon. That's 8 to Great. Or we do have a training. Again, thank you all, educators. Roxy, on to the newest person. Our heart goes out to you. Our heart is with you. It's so important. Just connect on a heart level with those students, and lives will be changed. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roxy.